Well, if everyone's ready, I want to say good afternoon to all and welcome. During the course of the campaign for mayor in 2015, I vowed, if elected, to lift the 30-some-odd year moratorium on the city's streetlights, which had left what lights we had outdated and many street corners throughout the city left in the dark. And when that moratorium was lifted during the State of the City address in 2016, we began to add street lights where we could, and now that has totaled over 100 additional street lights, as well as we began the process of revitalizing many lights which were in need of new life. In fact, the very first one that was installed was right over there. But that was not enough. We live in a different world now than we did decades ago when those street lights were initially installed and those initial contracts negotiated. That is why during this year's State of the City address, I shared with our partners at IPL that we were interested in an agreement that put us on a path toward a full embrace of energy-efficient LED technology within the next 5 years. Today, after much diligent deliberation and negotiation, I'm proud to stand again in partnership with IPL to announce that agreement. Not only does the new agreement call for the retrofitting of our 27,000 existing street lights with energy-efficient LED technology, but it will also save the city of Indianapolis an estimated $800,000 each year. And the cost of updating all existing lights with LED technology, fortunately for us, is lower than the amount of savings we are set to accumulate. So today we are proud to announce that an additional 4,000 street lights will be added using the surplus of the savings that we enjoy. That means Indianapolis streets will be brighter than ever before, and they will be brighter sooner rather than later. So to summarize, 27,000 existing street lights will be retrofit with energy-efficient LED technology, and the savings from that energy efficiency will allow the city to add an additional 4,000 street lights on top of that. Now, for IPL, and I'll let Rafael Sanchez, my good friend and president of IPL, speak on his company's behalf, but for IPL, I can't help but believe that this is good news because it creates a modern street light system that I certainly encourage them to tout as a model for the state and for the region. And for Indianapolis residents, this will mean street lights that use less energy and require fewer tax dollars, efficiencies and savings that we all know will allow the city to invest in hundreds, but yet more than hundreds, thousands of new lights in neighborhoods throughout the coming years. Indeed, Indianapolis's best and brightest days are yet to come. And to shed more light on this significant agreement, it is my honor to introduce the president and CEO of the Indianapolis Power and Light Company, Rafael Sanchez. Rafael.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mayor. I think I can speak on behalf of IPL and all of its employees. We are truly honored to be here today to celebrate the tremendous progress, Mayor, that you've had in your term in making Indianapolis a better and a safer place to live. And I wanted to start out as well thanking the Mayor, not only yourself, but there are 3 people in your administration that have worked alongside our team throughout this process, and I think they deserve special recognition. I wanted to call out specifically Thomas Cook, Andy Mallon, and Mackenzie Higgins, who not only demonstrated a great deal of professionalism, which we all, of course, would expect, but it is clear to us that they're so passionate about the city of Indianapolis, and I wanted to take a moment to thank you and to recognize them for their efforts. At IPL, we know the safety, convenience, and value that streetlights can bring to our customers and to our neighborhoods, such as this one. And as the city has worked to develop its long-term streetlight strategy, as the mayor just articulated, I'm proud to say that we've been able to work with them through the process so that we can keep Indianapolis moving towards the future and embracing new, innovative technologies that will improve the quality of life for its residents. And today, I stand with the mayor to announce that agreement between IPL and the city, of course, subject to the commission's approval and city county council approval, to convert more than 27,000 high-pressure sodium lights like the ones you see here and convert them to LED technology. We anticipate this conversion will enhance the safety and the quality of life for those who live, work, and play right here in Indianapolis. This is a significant stride for our city. It's a tremendous step towards a brighter, more efficient future. And we understand that there's an increased efficient lighting need for all the municipalities that we serve, which is why IPL announced a year ago that we were commissioning a comprehensive study conducted by Indiana University's Public Policy Institute that evaluated the lighting needs throughout our entire service territory. And the findings of that study validated what we knew all along, is that streetlights matter. They matter to people, and they matter in terms of safety and quality of life, whether real or perceived. And it identified the most useful metrics for streetlight location as recognized by elected and appointed officials, neighborhood leaders, and other civic executives that were interviewed. And 5 metrics at the end of the day were identified that should be utilized in determining the future placement of additional streetlights. And I'll just quickly mention what those are. Crime against persons, crime against property, pedestrian vehicle accidents, persons with disabilities, and households with limited access to vehicles. And so what the streetlight study does is that it compiles all of those metrics and all those statistics, overlays that on top of a census map, and has identified and ranked in order of census tract those areas with the greatest need based on those metrics. And it is our hope at IPL that those municipalities, all of our municipalities that we serve, can use this tool to guide decisions on where to place new streetlights. Attached to the study, or part of it, is an interactive tool that allows for the municipalities to zoom in to a particular neighborhood, see where the street lights are located, and then make informed decisions as to where they wish to add additional lighting in light of those rankings. Ultimately, our goal is we want to ensure that all neighborhoods and communities benefit from the advantages that street lighting provides. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that maintaining nearly 90,000 streetlights is no small task. So we can't do it by ourselves. We need the help of our community. If you see a light that is broken, burned out, flickering, we need your help in reporting the problem. So we encourage you to call us at 261-8111 or go to iplpower.com and report the location of the light. Thank you for your time today. We look forward to everyone's help in keeping the lights on and enhancing the quality of life and safety for our communities, especially those that we serve. And I want to thank again the mayor for your partnership in this process. And thank you again.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Raphael was kind enough to introduce one member of the team, Mackenzie, who is joining us today. I'd be happy to take questions, but I also wanted to identify and thank for being here today a leader on our City County Council, the majority leader of the Indianapolis-Marion County City County Council, Monroe Gray. So, Leader Gray, thank you for being with us today. So, do we have questions that we can answer?
When you found out that switching to LED was going to save that amount of money, for lack of a better term, was that a no-brainer to put that money back towards 4,000 dollars?
Yeah, I mean, when during the course of the campaign we started discussing street lights as a topic. Look, I want to give credit where credit's due. This is not an idea that I came up with. I think it's fair to say that Mayor Goldsmith, Mayor Peterson, and Mayor Ballard, all three of my predecessors, realized that Indianapolis had neighborhoods that were too dark, because I believe Mayor Hudnut imposed the moratorium back in the early 80s. So by the late 90s, and certainly in this century, Indianapolis had fallen behind. But they never really could effectively make the numbers work in efficient and effective for the taxpayers. And frankly, it is the new technology, the LED technology. Now, some may debate. I've heard a lot of debate about how much it saves. I've even heard some people suggest it doesn't save anything at all. Well, we all know that's absurd. And it's the savings that have driven IPL and the city to come up with what I think is a great agreement for the city, a great agreement for IPL, and a great agreement for the taxpayers of our city.
What will take precedence, the installation of the 4,000 new ones in neighborhoods that don't already have it yet, or replacing the LED ones in areas that already have light?
Yeah, I'll let Mackenzie or Raphael comment as well. I believe we're going to prioritize the retrofitting because it's through the retrofitting that the cost savings can be achieved that then can be reinvested in new additional, perhaps as many as 4,000 lights. So am I correct in that regard?
Yeah, and just to add to that real quick, part of the evolution of this process is in putting together an RFP and selecting a vendor that will help with the retrofitting. And so in consultation with that vendor, they will obviously provide input as to the manner in which those retrofits occur. So we'll consider that input as well and make those decisions at that time.
Suggested that the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission is going to be involved. Mentioned why that has to happen before we can undertake these retrofitting and then the installation of new ones.
Yeah, that's above my pay grade.
Agreements such as this have to be filed with the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission and are subject to their approval. We intend to make that filing in the next few days, and we anticipate receiving an order back sometime before the end of the year. But it's just a normal process. This agreement with the city for providing street lighting services is a 6-year term, so it's embedded in that. So it's just a part of the normal process.
My understanding is you didn't have a model in place for LED lights. Will this agreement lead to other municipal customers making the switch?
So we have reached out to our other municipalities within our service territory to see if they gauge their interest, and we're having those conversations right now. Of course, when we went into this process with the city, we anticipated being able to provide the same offer to municipalities within our service territory. That's why we also insisted that the streetlight study that was prepared was not just for the Indianapolis, area, but also included all of the municipalities within IPL service territory, so they can make those decisions as well.
Has anyone else said they want to take you up on that yet?
There is definitely some interest. We're still having those conversations.
Well, thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Great, thank you.
Congratulations.